Greetings and great salutations. Within this time, we are called forth within great gratitude once again. We come at this time as the grand observers to this within your earthly kingdom as it moves into awareness. Awareness comes from each individual. Some will be simultaneous, many will be that which is within themselves, enlightened one by one. All at their own pace, they shall come into awareness. There are those who will be part of the new earth as it is arisen within the division of realities. This seems far-fetched, but in ancient times, once heaven was on earth, as it was told within your Genesis, the garden. This is Gaia itself within her purity. It has been separated through technologies that are well beyond man's understanding, but there are those within the subculture who have used their science to try to investigate, try to come to a new understanding and to control powers that cannot be controlled through their self-indulgence. It can only be powered through that of the purest of hearts and lights. This is those who awaken outside of themselves. Through the shadows they walk, the shadows of their own mind. They walk, but called in the light. It is this which is given forth unto them as they do so. Grace. Grace is the virtue that is given, not earned. You do not receive it through charities. You do not receive it through sacrifice. You do not receive it through any means that have been taught to you through your doctrinations. Grace is something that is given to those who are courageous enough to work with the shadows of their mind and release them through the light force that burns within. This light is in each and every one of you. It speaks a truth greater than that which you are hearing outside of yourself. If you follow a leader, you are following falsely. The leader is you. Someone may spark a wisdom. Someone may spark that light into ignition. This is grand. You have been given many forms of teachers, many ways to access this light. But it is only within you and your trust through faith within yourself that you can, within your ability, through intention, encompassed in unconditional love, firstly to yourself, then to your fellow man. This light ignites and shows the pathway, pure and simple within its ability. This takes within the thoughts which are dark within your mind, those that keep you protected so you believe, within your ego that are stripped away or illuminated for you to interpret and to integrate within your fullness of a conscious awareness. There are those who have awakened already and work secretly in co-creating a better earth. They gather in groups, some gather in forms, some seek to be isolated and individual, but still work with the intention of love. The intention of love comes within greatness and changes many things within your world, within your co-creation, within your ability. If you are at war with someone, learn to love them, for you will see the war stop. If you are within yourself at war within your own belief systems, then surrender. Surrender to the wisdom that is greater than that of the war within you. Ask the light to shine itself upon your shadows that dwell or ruminate within your mind. If you are sought to be divisive, isn't it silly when you think grandly, when you pull back and see the world as its big, beautiful blue self hovering in space, knowing full well that each of you are a child of cosmos, a child of your gods, each one being given a different belief system, a different language, Do you think this is not with purpose? Of course it's with purpose. It keeps the dysfunction. It keeps the fear. It keeps that which is no longer working. A resilience of distribution of power and belief systems that each are separate. This is not true, and the light within you knows this. We speak not of anything that is not been told before through other teachers. We simply remind those who are willing to hear that within its field of understanding. You hold this light, no matter how you find it, through your creativity, through your work, through your patterns. All things align within its ability to illuminate, should you call it forth. You have to be willing to surrender that which is within yourself no longer truth. You may hold it as truth and believe fully and firmly and swear by it, but is it true? If it keeps you divided amongst yourselves in a world that is small comparatively to many planets within your solar system and beyond, this world with its many people, some coming simply to observe the Great Awakening, or that within its destruction of a technology that no longer can serve within itself, it will self-destruct. They know this and try to keep you within distraction of that which is meant to be within its illumination. This comes as an ancient technology. Once when mankind dwelled in caves, they were but an animal, much like the animals that you are given to take care of. You were this animal, therefore you see within its eyes the compassion and that which it seeks to be within safety and love. This is the reflection of your true self. Once touched and illuminated and given technologies and educations, understandings within its agriculture, within its artistic abilities, within its science, all of these creating more division, but that within great understanding. Then came the Great War that in turn left humans divided. That was when, as it is said within some religions, the division of the garden. It was when Gaia was separated into two realms, this of the higher realm you call heaven or nirvana, and that of the lower realm where you recycle incarnation after incarnation, struggle after struggle, each turn learning and becoming aware of what you are great within. At any time through these incarnations, you could step outside of this recycling, but they keep you, even in the afterlife, within fear or belief systems. This is why those who go across the veil and come back are within their stories. Some stories match their religious beliefs because that attuned them within returning. Some were sent back because they had a purpose within the illumination of all mankind. This is within their own self a struggle. Illumination comes to those who are willing to sit quietly within themselves and their abilities, however they form. Some draw, some garden, some dance, some sing. Some simply do their work and come into a understanding and illumination and can no longer function within that paradigm that they once existed in survival. Survival mode no longer exists when you awaken, for you know that this is the illusion that they keep you in. This illusion is grand. It works on many levels, subconsciously, consciously, through your foods, through your exercise, through your teachings, through your divided religions, through your divided governments. These are all things that keep you from seeing the light, illumination within. Once sparked, it becomes an ember that glows. It glows brightly. It cannot be controlled any longer. It cannot be within itself, only to illuminate within itself that which was the shadows that you kept yourself ruminating and suffering in. These are then released as this ember grows into a fire, which is the light within itself, guiding you directly within its own self, beyond and past the afterlife into the light form that you once came from, returning at last as you once did within ancient times. This is simply a new age, an old age remembered, that is coming forward that once was. This is the end of a treaty. This is the end of that which was guaranteed and promised at one time. Now it is a return to the illumination of all of mankind within their ability to rise once again into the heavens, into that which is above, so below, become one. This is that of the gift that comes to those who seek to be within their shadows. Walking through the valley of death has nothing to do with death itself. It is the death of self, not in the physical form, but in identity. So, as you walk through this shadow of death of self, you call in the light of knowledge. You must sit quietly, be quiet, without distraction. This does not mean you can't create, for when you create, you are closest to the Creator or to the cosmos. You are godlike as you create. So be within this ability to create, whatever it is, but allow yourself to fall into the rhythm of nothing. In this nothingness, call upon the light, the ancient knowledge. It shall download into you, and when called, onset within the availability at all times. There is balance with this. It comes, for you need to integrate slowly. A full download at once can cause that of the system within your neural network to be damaged. So do this progressively, daily, but as a practice, not as a time in which you suffocate yourself within a new illumination. Allow that which held you back to be discovered firstly, resolved within the light, earned, intercepted, and integrated fully. Then, as you realize how perfect your imperfections are within their perfect form, come within a celebration of yourself beyond that of the lowest vibration, shame, which keeps many of you in servitude and slavedom as a victim. For when you are within shame, you have no power. This power dims the light fully into the caverns of the darkness. This is no longer meant for you, no longer meant for anyone. Shame is that within your counterculture, a power which is greater than that within the illumination in the lowest form of that of Earth Kingdom. However, when you move into the light force, that which is within, only within, that comes within its illumination, it may be only 2 feet forward, but move forward within those 2 feet. Then the illumination will continue into the next 2 feet. Do it step by step, slowly integrating and releasing the shames, knowing full well that whatever you have done, do, or will do within your movements forward are not of shame, they are of experience. Experience comes within illumination. Illumination comes within that light within that can spark within all of humanity and co-creation. As you release the shame within self, you no longer are the victim of others. You no longer are a victim of anything. You can then share that which is eternal, the love within, outwardly, unconditionally, unto others, and fully within the capabilities of co-creating heaven on earth, which is that of the fifth dimension, lowering itself, not really, but within itself to be risen out of the third dimension, forward, upward, within illumination. Understanding these terms, upward, downward, sideways, are irrelevant, for it is a movement that has no direction, but is a direction. This is part of the paradox and why it is stumbling for many to illuminate fully within. There is no right, no wrong. There is that which is within choice. Choices create direction. Direction creates circumstance. Circumstance creates experience. Experience creates knowledge. Knowledge is power. Power is then transformed into illumination. See this as that which is not power as in destructive or holding within ego or superego force. It is that within itself to be illuminated within the surrendering of your own power, to be fully instilled beyond that which is the paradoxal shame and that of the paradoxal universe that keeps you trapped. This illumination is that which moves in rounded force. It is circular in its vibration. It rises up within movements of a swirl. That within angular form is that which keeps you trapped. The net, as we have described before, is that created in many triangles. It is indeed a different way of movement. It is a suffocating way of movement. It is angular. It is rigid. It is not within itself circular within its movement or ability to move swiftly and around. Around movement is that which is fluid. See what we are saying within the light force within you. This comes within great knowledge. This comes as to those who resonate with the understandings of which is given. Rejoice within this time and be within your joy and that within your love unconditional unto each other. For this is the force that will create your new world that has been foretold within the kingdom of earth.